Hi everybody, welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. I'm Richard, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Winchester Model 131. This was made between 1967 and 1973, somewhere around there. Kind of a short run of these rifles, but there was a semi-auto, a single shot, and a bolt action rifle, all in kind of that same series. This is the 131. It's the bolt action, magazine fed. Got kind of a funky looking big plastic 7-round magazine in it, and it's got really a unique bolt in this thing and kind of unique extractors too, and it might be kind of the reason why they only lasted for the 6 or 7 years they did. But let's take a little bit closer look at it, then we'll get it out on the range and give it a few shots. Alright, here's the close-up look of the 131. It's got kind of a unique bolt in it. This little piece right in here is your part of your extractor. It's got 2 extractors in it, and this is kind of a stamped spring steel piece, and the bolt itself is actually a front locking. It's got 2 pretty good sized lugs on it that ride in there, and you can see the end of the extractor right there. The safety on the back here, just flip it forward to fire, and back is on safe there. You can see there's a little red dot right on the back here. That's kind of your cocked indicator on there. When you pull the trigger, that'll go in and you can't see it anymore. But let me show you how this bolt comes out. All right, once you've opened the bolt up on this thing, there's a little lever right here. That's part of your ejector. Actually push that down a little bit, and then you can pull the bolt back. It's pretty easy to get to once you've taken it out. There's a little tab underneath the bottom you can pull back, but you got to watch it. There's some springs in there that got some pretty gnarly points on them. Once you get that back, then you can pull it out, and there's the face of your bolt. You can see the firing pin is right in there. But here's your 2 extractors, and it's a flat bolt face on it. Your firing pin is recessed in there, and the striker comes forward, hits that, and slams it into the round. Let's get it put back together and get it out on the range. Now, if you're going to be shooting a Winchester, you might as well shoot Winchester ammunition. And this little 7-round box magazine is kind of funky. It's kind of curved, almost like a, an AK-47 type. It's really evident when you take this thing apart. And it is completely serviceable. You can slide the bottom of it off. There's a little metal clip that holds it together. No tools really needed. And you can take it apart and clean it all out. It is only a 7-round magazine. The rim goes right towards the back there. There is an arrow that lets you know that that's the front. But we'll get the 7 rounds loaded up in there, get this thing out on the range, and give it a few tries. Alright, the Winchester Model 131 is kind of a, I'm not sure what the wood is that's used on the stock. It's not anything real high quality. It's not a real expensive rifle. Trying to beat the weather a little bit here too. Got some sprinkles coming down, but it's got a nice Monte Carlo style stock on it. It has a plastic butt plate on the end of it. I've got 7 rounds of Winchester, just their varmint small game target and plinking, their white box ammo. It's a Winchester gun. I might as well shoot some Winchester ammo in it. I did bring some Remingtons out here. I got some 22 shorts. This is chambered in shorts, longs, and long rifles. It's open sights on it. I've got a target down there about 25 yards away to just kind of see where the sights are hitting at. It is dovetailed on the top there for a scope mount. I'm not going to put a scope on it. It's an older rifle. It might shoot just great like it is. A good plinking rifle. But let's get the eyes and ears on and take a couple shots. That's it. That's 7 shots with it. Let's go up there and take a look at the target and see how that did. Alright, looks like I did not beat the rain, but I got the target back here. Went ahead and retrieved it so I could take a look at it. I'm not worried about the gun getting wet. The guns are pretty, you know, they can handle a little bit of water. I mean, I'm going to take it in and clean it up when I'm done anyways. But electronics, not so much. Went ahead and got the little target stand, pulled it up and brought it over here. This is my 7 shots I took from, like I said, it's about 25-30 yards over on the rifle range. Aiming for the center there. I got my sights, I got to adjust them a little bit, but that's a pretty good grouping right there for, you know, just kind of cleaning it up, bringing it out here and taking a few shots at it without figuring anything in. It's an easy fix there. The sights are adjustable, so I'll plink with it a little bit, tinker with it a little bit, get it right where it needs to be. That might be good at 100 yards right where it's at, but not too bad. And like I said, this will shoot shorts too. I don't have any longs. It's been a while since I've seen any of those in the stores, but I've got shorts and I've got long rifles. And we're here in the pistol, the shooting saloon right now, because it's the only place I got out of the weather. Maybe I need to build something over at the rifle range too. Let's take a couple shots at the closer targets. All right, I got some 22 shorts here. Now, this kind of makes me wonder how these things are going to load in there. They fit in there, you know, no problem in the magazine. The problem, I think, is once that rim comes past the end of that clip there, it's on its own until it gets into the chamber there. Hopefully the bolt will pick it up, slam it into the chamber there before, you know, it has an opportunity to tilt or anything. I'm going to go ahead and put 7 rounds of the 22 shorts in here. I've got the 7-yard target there. Yeah, that's really close. I'm going to adjust my sights down as low as I can get them so that, you know, we'll see what it does. All right, 7 rounds of 22 short. Now this sight on the back here, what I want to do is get that as low as I can, because the lower it is, the straighter the barrel will be pointing at the target. When you raise it up higher, that actually raises your barrel up, so your bullet kind of lobs to the longer distance, because as soon as the bullet comes out of the end of the barrel, it starts dropping. Gravity has an effect on it from the time it leaves here till the time it stops traveling, and it's constant. It doesn't matter if it's traveling at 1,250 feet per second or if it's traveling at, you know, 1,000 miles a second. It's still going to drop as soon as it comes out of the end of the barrel. There is nothing that creates lift on it, so gravity pulls out. Anyways, let's get this thing lowered down and then we'll take some shots at the close-up target. All right, that's as low as it'll go. Let's see what it does. All right, see if I can get this on camera. I don't know if it's going to feed right or not, but let's try it. Seems like it went in. All right, 7 rounds of 22 shorts. That didn't do too bad. We got to go take a look at this target. The rain has stopped-ish for a second. Let's get out there and take a look. All right, here's my 7-shot group with the 22 shorts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These other shots here from when I did the video on the RG-17, but I couldn't hit the center of it with that, but did a pretty good job with the Winchester 131. Like I said, those are 22 shorts, and I'm only shooting at this target. I only shot, it's 7 yards, which is, you know, pretty close, but I was also shooting offhand, so there's a lot of wobbling around and stuff there. I wasn't steadying myself with anything. That's pretty good, pretty consistent, and I think it's a pretty darn good shooting rifle too. All right, guys, there's the Winchester Model 131. Like I said, made from 1967 to 1973, somewhere in that neighborhood. Seems to me like it's a pretty good shooter. Not a very expensive rifle. Of course, there's not a whole lot of them around. And finding parts for them is not that bad. I looked online to see if I could find anything, just in case anything went wrong with it. And there are a few sites out there who carry parts for older rifles like this. And this one, I don't know the exact year of it, but it's somewhere around the 50-year-old mark and shoots like a brand new rifle. But if you've got one, you know, you can take it out as long as you keep it clean and in good working condition. It should be just fine. You're probably not going to damage it under normal use anyways. So if you do, there are parts available. Now, I was looking for extra magazines for this gun. These are pretty hard to find, and when you do find them, they're going to be pretty expensive. They didn't share this format with any other manufacturer, so this is going to be exclusive only to this rifle. And like I said, they're going to be pretty rare. These are like hen's teeth. A good shooting rifle. It's got like a 20 3/4 inch barrel on it, I think it is. I'm not going to take any shots at the 100-yard target because as soon as I get set up out there, I'm sure it's going to rain again. Like I said, the nice Monte Carlo style stock on it, the cheek riser there is kind of up. Now I did notice I got a pretty big head. For me to get down there to see the sights, I got to put it pretty high up on my cheek, but that's not a big issue. It might be geared towards a smaller shooter, you know, kind of a youth gun or something like that. It's a pretty good shooter. This one has been around for a long time, and it's evident by some nicks and stuff on the barrel. Looks like there's some paint come off of something onto the barrel. I'm sure somebody's leaned it up in the corner over the years and, you know, kept it, you know, just in case they hear a bump in the night or whatever. Maybe they were on a farm somewhere too, and you know, kept it for varmint and predator control. But it seems to me like it's a pretty good rifle. It's really lightweight. The trigger pull is not that bad on it, I didn't think. It does have a metal trigger on it, and it's kind of a stamped steel trigger. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It's not cast or machined or anything. It's actually sheet metal that's been formed into there. It does have a metal trigger guard on it, which is kind of rare. You don't see that on guns today. They use as much plastic as they can. Like I said, the only plastic I see on this one is the butt plate and the magazine, and that's it. Everything else is metal on here, whether it's stamped steel or machined. It's a pretty good rifle. Open sights on it. Like I said, it is grooved for the 3/8 dovetail on there, so if you want to put a scope on it, it probably wouldn't be a bad gun to put a scope on, because even like I said, the offhand shooting I did shoots great. I did have it at the 100-yard range. I shot, you know, the 25-30-yard target, and it did pretty good. So in my opinion, if you can find one of these and pick it up for a decent price, go ahead and go for it, because it seems like it's a pretty good shooter. I'm going to get it back in the house, get it all cleaned up and everything, and put away until, you know, some other day I want to get out and do some plinking. Anyways, thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review. If you could, hit this button up here to subscribe. Hit this button over here to check out some more of my videos. And thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.